A quality hedge requires limited work, acts as a sound barrier and privacy screen, and is edible and produces fruit. Not like this one. In this clip, I'll show you some edible options and tips for establishing hedges. Coffee makes great screens that grow up to 5 meters tall and can be planted densely like these and pruned to a manageable height. They flower and fruit once a year, but take a few years to get there. Be aware they don't like dry conditions or full sun, and the cherries are tasty-ish, but they have minimal flesh. The beauty here is you can make your own brew. Lilly Pillies are a personal favourite. They're a fast-growing Australian native, also known as Chinese apple, and come from the Syzygium family. They're hardy plants, also reaching 5 meters in height, and they hedge fairly quickly. They flower and fruit once in most climates, producing fruit in spring and summer. In the right climate, they'll fruit twice a year. These berries here were picked in winter. They're small, crisp, tart with a single seed. They can be eaten fresh, but are also recommended for jams and syrups. While we're here, a few quick tips to develop a hedge like this. You want to plant your plants a little closer than it says on the tag at the shops. You want to dictate the plant's growth habit by tip pruning. When you cut past a node, it will generally produce multiple shoots below that point, increasing density or spreading out at that point. Do this well before your plant reaches its desired height, so it gets some density as it grows, and also before it reaches its desired width, so you get sufficient density there as well. Pruning into hedges will often result in less fruit forming because you're often pruning back your hedge for shape. If you grow your plants as screens instead and allow them to get a little bit bushier, you might get a little bit more fruit. Acerola Cherry is a favourite of mine. It produces red sour cherries at least twice a year for me. They propagate really easy from cuttings like these two were many years ago, and a vigorous growth habit will grow up to about 3.5 meters. So this is about the peak that it will get to here. They produce dense hedges, and the fruit is absolutely loaded with vitamin C, and because of that, are sour but delicious. Now on this one, the tiny hairs on young leaves can irritate some people's skin, so just be mindful of that. And if you get fruit fly in your area, also be warned, fruit flies love these guys, so you may end up with extra protein in them if you live in a fruit fly area. Grommachummers are awesome. These beauties grow to about 6 meters, have beautiful foliage and prune into a beautiful screen, but I don't hedge mine. The cherries are grape-like in texture, they have a gingery skin and come en masse once a year. They can be eaten fresh, but also are used in jams. They are just a beautiful tree with great foliage. I use these in this screen here with citrus. Citrus are another awesome screen-worthy tree. Now, height is dependent on what you're growing, and citrus do like to be pruned for airflow, but when all your winter staples can be grown in a row, your oranges, mandarins, lemons, and limes, and provide a noise break and a privacy screen, why not? Just remember, they like airflow for healthy plants. This one here is saltbush. Now, this is a quirky Australian native. They actually use these in grazing paddocks, but they shape into beautiful little hedges. As needed, they can be screens up to 1 to 2 meters in height. With these guys, you can eat the leaves fresh. They've got a salty taste to them. They can be put through salads or meals. They are a tasty little bush, but also very useful in this context. And the beauty here is you're eating the foliage. Another quirky one here that you can eat the foliage of is this little guy. This is Sambung, and this one here is something that you'd trellis for a screen. This Sambung is a highly nutritious edible green. It'll grow to about 1 meter. It'll also sprawl as a ground cover if it's not grown up as a screen or a hedge. But if you've got a little bit of framework in an area that you'd like to grow a screen in, this little guy could do the job for you. It is fast growing. You can eat the leaves, soups, salads. It is another edible variety. So these are the ones that I grow at my place. If you'd want some more information, I recommend you run through a quick Google search.